I'm currently joined by former AAIB Director General Group Captain Aurobindo Handa. Sir, welcome to NDTV. My first question, it is the most obvious question at this point of time. Given the mechanical lift and pull design of these switches, how likely is it for both of them to be disengaged at the same time within seconds?
Jai Hind, everybody. My guess is as good as your guess. It is extremely difficult.
Okay. Is there any known failure mode, mechanical or electronic, that could cause this action, that could have caused this action without pilot input?
Yes, way back in December 18, there was an advisory issued by Boeing through FAA that these gated switches, they get worn out over a period of time and they can move on without any force, So in that case, they had suggested that they should be checked, and in case they are worn out, they should be changed. But they recommended on condition change. On condition means should you see the worn out valve, change it. But what now in the hindsight, all of us are thinking that it would have been better had they made it a mandatory change at that point of time.
Correct. There has been a lot of conversation around the conversation that took place inside the cockpit between the two pilots. From your experience, how do you distinguish between the sort of confusion that we heard inside the cockpit, the kind of information that has come out, and procedural errors in dialogues? Has there been any such instances in your experience, sir?
Osama, I am not lending any credence to whatever the media is peddling negative, I would say pessimism. See, it is a talk between the PIC and his junior. So one of them sees that something has gone amiss. So he tells the other one that, have you checked up? So he says, no, I have not done it. So, and I think adding on to it and creating stories at this point of time is really irresponsible.
Right, and
let the
we
AAIB
honestly don't want to make any speculation
work on
at this
it,
point of time.
Dive deep into it and find it.
All right.
200%. Right from day one, I have been telling that I would refrain from making any speculation.
Okay, all right. Sir, the FAA's 2018...
And I was requesting others also to do so.
Yeah, absolutely. Sir, as far as that FAA advisory is concerned, that 2018 advisory is concerned, it flagged issues with the spring-loaded mechanism of the fuel control switch gates. Yet Air India did not act about it or retrofit the fleet in that particular sense, since the advisory was non-mandatory. Should the operators be held? How do you look at this situation at this particular time when such an incident has taken place?
Osama, there's a saying that everybody is wise in hindsight, So now today I can also say the way I am telling that it should have been made mandatory. But what was my reaction at that point of time when I was there, it could have been different,
Okay.
But I, being from Air Force, let me tell you one thing very clearly. On ejection seat and on engines, we do not take a chance. So going by that thing, since this pertained to engine controls and flame out in air or whatever, I think the better application of minds should have taken place. This is what I feel.
Okay. As far as this report is concerned, and
the right should have been one line.
Yes,
Osama, one line.
Please go ahead. Please go
Osama,
ahead,
one line. At that point of time, when this advisory was issued in the form of a bulletin, I would say, because it comes to DGCA, the DGCA in the right earnest should have called the senior pilots operating the same variants of Boeing, and they should have told them, okay, this bulletin has come, please apply your mind and tell us what should we do. So automatically there would have been a better collaborative decision. We would have arrived at a better decision. I want to say like that.
Okay. Sir, in your tenure, what standards guided how much speculation was permissible in, whether preliminary reports when mechanical versus human errors were both plausible?
Okay, Osama, here I will like to put the record straight.
Yeah.
This preliminary investigation report, mark my words, preliminary investigation report, it is mandated by Annexure 13 issued by ICAO.
Okay.
But India is a sovereign country. We have got AAIB rules which were made in 2012. I joined AAIB in 2018, so I have got no role to play in that. But I would stand by those rules because those rules were made by veterans of DGCA. So in that rule still today, if this preliminary report doesn't make, preliminary investigation report doesn't, there is no mention of that. However, people get confused because Rule 9 of AAIB says there is a preliminary report. People don't read the 5 lines ahead in that paragraph. That preliminary report is a report which DG can entrust a person to go to the crash site and tell me the basic things so that I can categorize the occurrence, whether it is an incident or a serious incident or an accident. People confuse between a preliminary report and preliminary investigation report.
True.
India as a sovereign country, we have got nothing but, I would say, hats off. Hats off to our country's leadership in civil aviation as well as higher, that they have come out. They said they decided based on I would say they were seized of that fatalities and the grieving relatives. They said, okay, let's come out with a report and sensitize everyone.
One final question.
Thank you.
One final question, sir. Does this event raise concerns about the chain of accountability, manufacturer, operator, or regulatory body?
See, when any accident takes place, there will be people who are directly involved, they are held directly responsible, and there will be people who will be held indirectly responsible, and there will be few who will be, we will call contributory. So, if you see the Calicut crash, there were 43 recommendations and there were many recommendations in which we didn't blame directly any organization, but we said, had you been a little, I would say, more alive to the situation, this could have been averted. But then they were not directly responsible. Similarly, in this particular case, I am as good as you. I don't know which way the investigation will go because it is too premature. It is still too premature to say which way the investigation will take. So we should wait for it. We should wait for it at least 4-5 months because it is a long drawn process. And right from day one, I have been telling that it is not as easy as the Calicut was there because in Calicut we had all the evidence. Here there is very less evidence.
Okay. All right, sir. Wonderful.
I have finished, Osama.
All right, sir. That was the former AAIB Director General, Group Captain Aurobindo Handa speaking to us. Sir, thank you very much for sharing your thoughts. And this is very important because your thoughts and your views matter in this particular case because you have been part of the AAIB and you know the know-hows, etc. Thank you very much.